Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jacob, otherwise known as Summer Spikes. In today's video, we have another chill, talking, almost podcast type episode where we're going to be going over a preview of the Atlanta Slam tournament we have coming up this weekend. This is going to be the opening tournament of the North American Tour Series events. And I'm super excited. I know a lot of people are. It's going to be a huge event. It has 90 plus teams. So in today's episode, we're going to be going over the event, the rules, the equipment. We're going to be going over predictions, players, key teams to watch out for, and then we're going to be going over the world application of this tournament because let's be honest, this is going to be a huge deal in the deciding factors that put some people on the team that will represent the USA national team at this World's this coming year. So we're going to get into the content. I hope you guys enjoy this type of video. If you do, make sure to like and go comment below what I should make just this talking, chill type of episode on next. So getting right into it, I have a lot to talk about, and I don't want to take too long. So we are using the Titan and Atlas equipment, the Spike Ball official equipment for this event. It's noteworthy that that is not what the World Championship is going to be played on. It's going to be played on Premier Spike. However, the entire North American Tour Series is using Spike Ball equipment. So I personally, I like this equipment. It's, it's got its ups and downs. It's not the most consistent, but I think it is pretty fun for rallies. In general, overall, if it's a good thing for building a competitive and consistent sport, I'm not sure I would say that, but it's going to be fun. We're going to have, I think, a lot of great rallies and just some enjoyable gameplay overall with this equipment. However, I'm not looking forward to, there's one part of me that's not looking forward to the inconsistency switching between practicing on Atlas and then Premier Spike in preparation for the events that I'm going to this year. But there is also part of me that thinks it's good for the sport to have some competition between brands so they can build up better products for each other as they, compete head to head. I think it's created a good culture of competition within those two products, just going head to head and forcing each other to invent new products. So I think it's generally healthy for the sport. I think it will be enjoyable to play on. Again, I don't have a crazy different opinion either way. I do personally like Premier Spike better just because of the quality and consistency of it. But moving on, the rules we're using I believe it's 27 and a half foot boundary. It could be very wrong, but I know it's a smaller boundary than what we used last year. And we're going with a larger no hit zone. I think it was 100 centimeters, which is slightly bigger than the default. And that's similar to, or I think it's exactly the same as what the USAR Championship was played on last year. So some good changes again in the rally ball department and field there, which will hopefully encourage more rallies, more fun gameplay. And less serve ball. I know from these rule sets, I have had great results when I'm playing pickup with the boys that we have. So I'm excited to get into playing a really competitive tournament with these rules and this equipment. Now moving on, we breeze through that. We now have a lot to talk about in the personnel department because this is going to be an absolutely stacked tournament. This is going to be a nationals level tournament, and it's going to have world's application results. So this tournament has some of the highest stakes of the year, and it has some of the best competition, which is extremely hype. That breeds for a very good event. So I'm super excited to play, and I'm honestly also just super excited to watch and see what happens. We have what I will note are 11 incredible, I think, finals worthy teams. I could see all of these teams pulling out some upsets and making it to the finals possibly, or at least quarterfinals for some of these guys. So we're going to go down the list talking about all of these teams that you should be watching out for because all of them are going to be frightening in the bracket. And the reason I bring up the 11 teams number as well is because that means from quarterfinals on, we're going to be getting these insane matchups with two just incredible teams going head to head. And again, I'm excited to play. I'm also excited just to watch and see these matchups unfold. So let's start from the top. We have a blast from the past. We have Bad Combo, Will Cone, and Raul Murphy. These guys, I played with Will a few weekends ago, and I mean, this guy is still great. He's so excellent. I haven't played Rahul so much. I played him at ASL in some very low-key, not high-energy games. And he was still strong. He was holding his own and actually ended up beating me, I think, once or twice. So, I mean, these guys are going to be great. They're going to pick up right where they left off. I believe it was a 2023 season, so 2 years ago. Definitely a team to watch out for. Next, we have Abrams and Frag. This is Dan Abrams, Josh Frag. These guys have both had experience being on the Team USA. They've had experience going deep in brackets. Josh Frag was tied third place with Jarvis this past year at Nationals. And so both of these guys are just so seasoned. All of these rule changes are just perfectly suited towards their strong suits. And so again, even though these guys they have the most experience, they're considered the old heads, I wouldn't hold that against them at all. I mean, these guys are going to be scary and definitely gonna turn some heads at this event. At least I hope to see. Next up, we have LL Come and Go. That's Mike Garrett and Jake Mottershead. These guys are honestly really scary, if I'm gonna be honest. Me and Zach should have lost to them at Nationals this past year. Luckily, I had a little illegal serve in my back pocket that I brought out during that game unintentionally. I'm again not saying at all that that was intentional, but like you look back on it and obviously you see the footage and it's like, yeah, I don't know if that was the most legal. Would I have been able to pull out the same serve runs with just regular serving? Can't tell you because it didn't happen. So truthfully, I say these guys should have beat me and Zach at last Nationals. I mean, they're really, really strong players. They're like, you will not break these guys ever. And then they will get plenty of breaks on you from touches and from serving. So these guys are going to be great. They had a strong last season, and I honestly don't want to play them in bracket because they would just be a tough out in like one of the earlier rounds. So moving on, we have Dominant Hand Frauds. This is Tyler Fernandez and Luke Mowry. Tyler Fernandez made it to the USAR finals this past year with Kieran Rose. Obviously, someone to look out for if they already made it to the finals. He can do it again. Luke Mowry, I haven't played him as much. I don't know how much he's been playing. I think he's pretty active in the Texas scene. But, I mean, just the fact that Tyler Fernandez is on there is going to make it a scary team. Going to be able to pull some upsets with that team. All right. We've got some big names here. Fever, Connor Nelson, and Kieran Rose. This team, so nasty. This team is going to be so dangerous, man. I mean, Connor Nelson, like, the best setter in the game, in my opinion, by far. I mean, great defensive player. Kieran Rose, best server. I don't know best server in the game. That's a debate for another time. One of the best servers in the game without a doubt. One of the best hitters in the game without a doubt. Just so strong overall. This team's just gonna be so disgusting. We'll talk about podium predictions later, but they're just gonna be such a hard team to beat. And I think Kieran talked about it in some of his overview videos. But I think everyone kind of has their eyes set on this team as being one of the strongest teams in the sport right now. So definitely looking forward to seeing what their first tournament brings. So next up, going another blast from the past, we have Finoki Modell. I know everyone is hyped to see this team come back. I know I am. This team was playing and they were in their peak when I was like a little contender slime. When I was playing contender and then finally making like Premier Division and being so hype about it. This team, these guys are just so strong overall. I got to play them at the Christmas Classic with Jake Dooley, and again, truthfully, these guys should have beaten us. Like at least I had just some illegal serves that won us the game, and other than that, I don't see any reason why we would have won that game. These guys are just incredible rally ballers, and I know they've been practicing. I know that they are hungry this season to hopefully get back to the top where they feel they belong. And I'm so excited to see these guys. They're so fun to watch. Two wholesome, great guys, and it's going to be a tough team to beat as well. Don't want to play them either. Well, actually, I would love to play them. They're a really fun team, but it would be a tough out. Next up, we have Foolish. This is Sonny Goo, Lucas Pruitt. Pruitt took the season off last year, I think because of an injury. And Sonny Goo had his own sort of breakout season where he played around with a few different partners and just got continually great results. He also had great results in ASL this past season, the Pro League. I need to call it Pro League because that's what it is now. I mean, Sonny is just a dog. We've been catching on to this drift for a while now, and every time he plays with a different partner and does well, we're just continually amazed, or at least I am, because this guy just gets the most ridiculous, the most redonkulous touches. And then, yeah, another guy who's so fun to watch. And I think that he's going to do just what he does playing with Lucas as well. I think Lucas is I haven't seen too much of him, but I think he's a great support player for Sonny, to just kind of be there, be a strong, consistent force, and then just let Sonny do what Sonny does. And that's the magic of it. I love watching Sonny. So next team, I know, again, there's a lot of teams here, and that's why I'm so excited for this tournament, because anyone could win. Any one of these teams that I'm going down the list could have a pop-off day and beat anyone else. So that's why it's so exciting to me. We have Pack and Kyle. I don't know what the KAB in their name stands for. No idea. I'm not even going to try to guess, because I'll probably end up saying something not not appropriate. But these guys are dogs. They've both been just on the up and up, on the grind too. These guys put in a lot of work, and I think they're really hungry to make the World's teams. I know Kyle has had a just breakout season last season, where he went to the quarterfinals and almost went to the finals of the USAR Championship, which is definitely notable. And then he also played in the Pan American Championship. They just went like overseas and won like some tournament in Europe, I believe it was. Again, like, they're already proving that they can beat the worldwide competition level, and just proving why they should have their spot in the world team. And I see them, again, trying to do that at this tournament. These guys are fantastic, great servers, great hitters, and just get the most wacky touches. Next up, Rogue Roundnet, your reigning USAR champions. They won the championship, and they're coming back. They're running it back again. I mean, these are two of the most dominant, best players in the sport by far. I don't need to harp on how good these guys are, but I will say I think it's cool they have almost a rival in competition, and someone who's coming to kind of dethrone them, that being Fever. I think that it's going to be quite the insane storyline to follow, at least at this tournament, and hopefully, maybe in some other tournaments throughout the year. Next up, the last one that I'll mention, I won't actually say a name because I don't know if they've dropped their name yet, but it's my good friends, Jake Dooley and Andrew Greer. These boys have been on the grind. When I tell you on the grind, like, these guys have been practicing so hard. They're hungry this season to come out and prove themselves. I know Greer is well known for posting content. I don't know if he's had any standout results himself with Greer. And then Dooley, super, super young into the sport. He's been playing for maybe a year and a half, maybe. And I got the honor of playing with him in the Christmas Classic, and we won the tournament. So much fun playing with this man. I mean, he is just talented beyond belief. Truly, yeah, insane. And so they linked up, obviously have become good friends through playing Pro League and getting pickup and tournament sessions in and whatnot. And so they finally decided they're going to run the season together. I don't feel bad because that's public knowledge. It hasn't been announced a team name yet, I don't think. But if you haven't seen Jake Dooley play, he is just raw. I mean, he touches every single ball in the air and then just has like the most athletic putaways, and his serves, he's been grinding. Really hard to get, but that's what Greer is for. Greer has also been grinding. He's insane. He's a special server, I'll say, because truthfully, no matter how many times I play him, I cannot read his hand. I don't know what serve he's doing. So anyways, this team's going to do great. I hope they do great, and I hope they surprise some people because they deserve it, and they are just fantastic guys, fantastic players. Anyways, let's talk predictions. I've spent enough time going over just these 11 teams. This is not to count. I think there's like 45 premier teams in this division, and these 11 are just the ones that I quickly noted down that I thought could be a threat to the tournament, and that's the competition that we're facing against. So those are just some of my teams I'm most excited to watch, the ones that I'm the most scared to play in bracket if I have to. Let's go over predictions. So, like I said, I think that going into this tournament, I think the top two is pretty clear, at least from my eyes. I think we have Rogue and we have Fever. I think it's going to be just such a fun rivalry to watch. I hope that if it comes down to it, that could be the finals match. I hope they don't have to play on like freaking quarters or semis or something stupid because someone does something stupid in pool play. I hope it can be like a entertaining finals match if it comes to that. If I'm not playing in finals, I need to talk like I'm actually playing in this. But anyways, I'm super excited to watch them play. And again, I don't think I've said this yet, but just so you guys know, I'm keeping NEM seasonal completely out of the talks, out of the discussion pretty much for today. I don't want any personal bias coming into this and, saying that we're going to do this podium or we're going to do that, because truthfully, we're going to do what we're going to do. We're going to go out there. We're going to have, we're going to play our absolute hearts out, and the result will come. So I'm not going to put us in these podium predictions or the talks to follow. But watch out for NEM seasonal team to be watching. We're going to have some fun out there. We're going to have a day. We're going to have an absolute day. So excluding us, let's talk about competition. Like I said, Fever and Rogue. In my opinion, I can see Fever taking that matchup. I have Fever at the number 1 on the podium, winning the tournament. Number 2, have Rogue. Number 3 is where it gets really foggy, and it gets really dependent on how pool play and the bracket eventually shakes out. I could see like Finoki Modell coming in there, Abrams Frag, bad combo. Literally any of those 11 teams could slide in there at the 3rd spot. I think that 3rd place will go to Pack and Kyle, however. That's my podium prediction. Now let's talk about why this tournament matters so much and why I'm so excited for it is because of the stakes and the implications that this tournament has for the World Championship in September. So this tournament has a absolute ton of people who are also going to the World's, what's it called? The qualifier camp. I'm not sure if that's the official name, but it's a qualifier camp is what they're doing. The qualifier camp was invitational only, so you had to be invited to it, which means you have to be in that top echelon of players who are competing at the highest level. And so we're just gonna quickly go over all the people who will be at this tournament who are also invited to that camp, because those people, the correlation there, those are the ones who are going to be really, really looking for this result to prove why they should be on Team USA and to set themselves up well for that. So we have Kieran and Connor are going to be here, Ryan and Thomas, Kyle and Pack, Will and Gabe, Sonny and Josh Frag, Dan Abrams, Tyler Fernandez, Max Modell, Raul Murthy, Mike Garrett, Jake Mottershead, and then me and Zach Snover. That makes what? 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18 players. 18 players who will be at this Atlanta Slam tournament that will also be competing at the qualification camp. And like I said, the qualification camp is not the final, or it's not the starting point in a player's journey to make Team USA. I think it's actually going to be one of the last steps to iron out like the players who are very similar in skill level and trying to prove themselves. But these first events are going to matter so much for proving yourself in the early season. Even for some players like Andrew Greer, I know, is trying to still earn his spot in that qualification camp. And so he's going to have to prove himself and have a day in order to make the qualification camp as well. So for these players, it's going to matter a ton to do well at this tournament. Let's quickly go over right now, if I had to predict who would be on the USA World Team right now, who I would pick. And that's a difficult question because I truly think that it's going to be so competitive to make this team. I just listed 11 teams of great players that are going to be just at this tournament. And we're excluding plenty of good players who are not going to be at this tournament. But right now, if I had to make the team, I think I would put Fever and Rogue at the 1 and 2. I think that whoever wins this tournament will likely, decide which one of them is, better than the other, if everything shakes out the way that it is in my little imagination. Number 3, I would put Pack and Kyle. I think, again, that's literally the podium that I predicted for this tournament. At 4, this is where it really, even the 3rd spot, though, like Pack and Kyle, they're fantastic players, but they also, I don't think, have solidified their spot on the team just yet. I don't think they've done it just yet. I think that the first 4 players that I mentioned, I think they're pretty solid, I'm going to be honest. I think they're kind of locked into the team. I think that the bottom 6 slots are all up for grabs, man. And that's what's so exciting about this to me. And that's why I've been working so hard to try and fit myself into one of those spots, because truly, I think it's going to be just an absolute dogfight. I mean, all of these players are so good. So let me list them out to you. I would put Pack and Kyle on the third team of Team USA, Sonny and Gabe on the fourth, and then Will and Dan Abrams on the fifth. And again, this is not counting any of these breakout players like Mike Garrett, Jake Mottershead, Tyler Fernandez. This is not counting me or Zach. This is not counting old players like Max Modell, Raul, who could have another kind of redemptive season and come back into the mix here really competitively. So just going to be an absolute blast competing for Team USA. I mean, again, the fact that the stakes are so high in this tournament and there's so many good people that are going to be there, it's just going to make for such a fun event. So, like I said, all of these people have to prove themselves at this tournament, and that's why I'm so excited to compete. So let me turn this and just talk about my aspirations, I guess, for Team USA. So, like I said, I think those top four, I think those are pretty locked in. I think those are going to make the Team USA. I think that I would fall somewhere in that hopefully 6 to 15 range of top players. 6 to 15. That means I'm competing up against players for a spot on the team with Kyle, Pack, who are these new emerging, very winning players right now. I mean, they just won the Pro League Championship. And then that tournament in Europe, like they're already proving the results. You've got players that are have already been on the team. Will, Gabe, Josh Frag, Dan Abrams, Max Modell. All these players have already been on the team, especially for guys like Will and Gabe, who have still been super active and competing at the highest level. They're going to have like the strongest argument on why they should be on the team again. They just have that sort of seniority and the experience that's needed to be on the team. I'm going to be competing with people like them. And then I'm going to be competing with people who are, like I said, young, aspiring, on the grind, like Tyler Fernandez, like Mike Garrett, like Sonny Goo, who haven't been on the team before and really want to. And that's where I fall into. This is obviously the goal for me and Zach throughout this whole season is to make Team USA. And so I think the same for Zach as well. Like we both fall into this sort of 6 to 15 area of top players where we're going to have those good results in order to make the team. If we don't have those good results, we're not going to make the team. So it's been a do or die season for us where we've been grinding really hard trying to get ready. And yeah, me and Zach are just so excited. I know I didn't include us in any of the predictions, but like just to give you kind of our mindset, I mean, we believe that when we go into this tournament, we could beat any team out there, but we could also be beaten by any team out there. And so we're not going to go into any games with our heads held high because we could get humbled real quick. We don't want that. I think that these events, not only the fact that they matter so much for the world's team, but the fact that there's so few of them. I think there's like 3 events before the selection camp that we're going to. Just 3. Means that we have 3 tournaments to prove why we should be on the USA national team. So the stakes just couldn't be higher for us. We're so excited to have a day. Enough about us. Closing thoughts, what I'll give. I don't know. I mean, I think I've covered pretty much everything that I wanted to. I guess I'll just wrap up by saying a big thank you for watching. A big thank you for supporting. I hope that you will follow along. I know I'll be posting a ton of content for the tournament. Yeah, I would love to see some people there. I would love to get some cheers, get some spectators over to the net to hopefully get me and Zach hype. I know that I'm going to have my personal supporter. My precious girlfriend is going to be there, and so I'm going to have all the motivation I need to put on a show. So, I'm just kidding. But I'm super excited. I can't wait for the season to start, and I know some people are feeling the same way. So I hope you enjoyed the little breakdown. If there's more that you want to see in these breakdowns in the future, because I hope to do more of these on the other big events that I'll be going to, If there's other things that you do want to see in the breakdown, please comment it below. I would love to add more sections into these and have more stuff to digest, because I don't think I'm going to be talking about the same world's rankings forever. So please go, let me know what you want to see more of, and thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your night.